What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in to episode 6 of Untitled Interviews. I'm your host, Jajuan. Got a special guest today, real estate investor, club owner, mentor, credit repair, the whole nine. We got Mogul Mo. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, what's up, bro? Appreciate you.
For sure. Appreciate having you.
No doubt.
Before we tap into everything, we're going to take a little shot. Congratulations on everything you're doing. Ease these nerves a little bit.
Yes, sir.
First off, bro, like I said, congratulations on everything you're doing. This is the first time I've ever been in the club with a club owner. You're a young black man. Ghost from Pyre is what I said earlier.
My nigga.
But so I was scrolling through your Instagram, and I pretty much got to the bottom, and I seen you had signed your first real estate contract at 20.
Yes, sir.
So what I asked you is, first of all, because that's hella young to be getting into something like that. Was it like a passion move, or was it like somebody told you about it? Or was it like, I'm just looking for something to do? Like, how did you get into real estate?
For real, honestly, it was like I always been a person who just researched a lot and just looked up stuff. And like when I was just researching what the most millionaires come from in America, it was real estate. Like everything was leading to real estate. So I just tapped in, started really learning about real estate. I had got a mentor, Jay Morrison, and just started learning, took a course and learned about the different programs and different ways to get into real estate. And that's what really led me to it.
So like, what was the process like from boom, I'm gonna tap into something like I want to be a millionaire to like, all right, I'm doing concrete things like, all right, I'm investing in real estate. Like, what is that? Is it a year? Is it 6 months? Like, what's the time frame like?
So like, when I say how I do stuff, it's not how typical stuff work.
Right.
Like, so I like just personally for me, I literally, so like I was 19 and I had a crib, had a job. I worked for PNC Bank, good job, whatever. It was cool. And then it was like, it just wasn't enough. I'm like, I'm trying to do something else. Like, I was partying. I had bread. Like, because I was 19, making good money. You know what I mean? Had like a career. Everybody that I worked with was 30, 40, had kids and all that.
So
it was like, I would just do whatever I wanted with my money. But I was like, nah, this ain't it. So I started looking in, like I was talking about, how to become a millionaire. And then that stuff literally took from like 6 months, bro. Like, I started learning about real estate, and within 6 months, I bought my first house.
So like, even in that, like that level of commitment to go through with something, it takes discipline.
Facts.
So it's like, did you play sports growing up? Like, where did you get that kind of like, so if I want some shit, I'm gonna get it?
Facts. I played football. I played basketball, football, and baseball when I was young. High school, I played football. Long story about that. Like, I went to like 4 different high schools. Was good in football. Anybody that know, they know.
I don't. We got time.
I don't talk about the pay. I ain't like one of them that talk about. 100%. You know what I mean? But if you know, you know. And I got kicked out of school, all types of shit. So I had to find a new passion.
Was college in your future at all? Did you go to school? Like,
I didn't. I dropped out of high school. So I didn't even finish high school. Like I said, I went to 4 different high schools, bouncing back and forth. Ended up dropping out of high school after I got expelled. Ended up going to Perry. Ended up dropping out of high school. And yeah.
So high school, that makes the story even more like intricate and intriguing, bro, for you to be a high school dropout. So what are the events that lead up to you like, you know what, I gotta move on as far as high school dropout, and then like what happens after that?
Facts. So I never really liked school. I just did it just for sports. So I was playing football, so I was like, I just went for that. But then after I got expelled in 10th grade, after that I was like, I really know this college shit really ain't. Yeah, I mean, it ain't really going to go how I wanted to go. So I was just started working, doing what I was doing, and then had my own crib, own car. I was like in 11th, 12th grade, and I was just like, ended up stopping going to school.
So you seem like motivated enough to do things on your own, especially working at PNC Bank at 19. So like, is there any family influence as far as like, I want to be a millionaire, whether it be struggles or like you see people winning? Like, how do you develop that mindset? Like, I want some money. So
on my dad's side of my family, my granddad has been an entrepreneur my whole life. So he owns a recovery home in McKeesport and also real estate and stuff. So I always grew up seeing him. My dad always had a moving company. So I seen entrepreneurs my whole life. And then just hustlers, you know what I mean, period, whatever people was doing around me. So that's always definitely been
in your gene.
Facts.
How does, obviously our families play a intricate part on like the things that we do in our life. So with you being a high school dropout, how do your parents, your mother, your father, your grandparents, etc., like do they react to like, you need to do something, or it's just like whatever?
So I always took care of myself since like 16. So it really wasn't like yo, you need to do something because we taking care of you. It's really like, you need to do something because we care about you.
Right.
And like like I said, my dad's side of my family, entrepreneurs. My mom's side of my family is all like school. And like that really drew me away from school because of them. Because like they got master's degrees and all that. But it's like the life they live was never something that I aspired to. And I see what the degrees and all that, student loan debt, but like their life didn't match up to me just personally. So like that always kind of drew me away from like school. That kind of deterred me from school. Like, bro, I ain't about to do that.
Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of like the same way. My dad is an entrepreneur, got his own property maintenance business. My mom was all about school. She was like she was third in her class as far as schooling. So like when I decided, because I dropped out of college, I had two different people like pushing me 2 different ways. So my dad was like, let's get into physical labor, like come work for me. And my mom was like, I need you to finish school. Right. So like as far as your parents, did your dad push you for entrepreneurship, or was it like you just watched it and there was enough influence for you to go after it?
He really didn't push me for entrepreneurship. He really pushed me to always be like self-sufficient. So I always knew like whatever I was doing, I had to be self-sufficient and take care of people. So like I got a little sister and she's 18 and like I take care of her like my daughter. Mm-hmm. So like always since I was young, it always been like take care of your family. So that's always been the thing for me.
Okay. So I want to get into the real estate conversation a little bit. So I want to know about, because I'm a person that is looking to make more money myself. Okay. I got my own passion, but how I look at it, I'm okay with waiting to get to where I want to be in life as far as my career, but I'm not trying to be broke the whole time waiting. So my goal for 2023 is let me make $80K a year, right? Okay. So as far as somebody who's in real estate, I'm a person that has spread out passions. So like as far as real estate, I'm looking at it like if I'm gonna invest my money into something, I'm gonna want to give 100% of myself to it, but I may not be able to do that because I'm all over the place. So if you was gonna advise me to get into any type of real estate, what would it be as somebody who has different passions?
Man, the best thing about real estate is most real estate investors are not 100% in real estate. So like that's the great thing about it. Like honestly, when you first start, you can't be just 100% in real estate because you gotta have money coming from other places to fund your real estate investments. Mm-hmm. So what I would say is you don't have to be 100% in it. Like the way I started was through doing something called house hacking. It's like the cool thing to say now, but when I was doing it, it wasn't even called house hacking yet. But what it is you buy a duplex and you live in one side and you rent out the other side. So that's how I started. So you're not 100% in it, but you're living for free, right? And you're getting a start.
So so I remember I was on your page recently and I seen you said you needed one of the 3, either be money, knowledge, or credit. So which of those 3 did you possess whenever it came to getting into real estate?
I had knowledge and I had credit and a little bit of money at the time. So like for that deal, something called an FHA program we could go through.
Federal.
Yep, exactly.
Tapped in.
The house I bought only had to put down $7,500 to buy it, period. Okay. And it was a duplex. I still own it today. So yeah.
So as far as for the people watching, because I know what the FHA is, but give a brief explanation of what that is and how it contributes to you getting into real estate.
So the FHA is a Federal Housing Act. That's what it stands for. And what that is you're able to only put down 3.5% of whatever your purchase price is. So just for like hypothetical and even numbers, if your house costs $100,000 and that's the purchase price, you only got to put down $3,500 plus the closing costs. Okay. And that's literally all you got to put down to purchase the property.
Okay, that makes sense. So can you explain to me 3 different forms of real estate? I'm pretty sure there are various, a whole bunch, but I only know about flipping houses and renting out. So like what are the different types of real estate?
So there's really only 3 things you could do.
Okay.
Long-term lease, which is rented out. Short-term lease, which is like Airbnb, and then there's flipping. So those is really the only 3 you could be doing in real estate.
So as a young black man, owner, entrepreneur, I want to talk to you about gentrification and how important that is as far as real estate. So people that are in gentrified community, like I live in Braddock right now, and it's in the process of being gentrified. So what would be your advice as far as like you're watching this happen? What's some of the action that you would take as far as the property?
The action I would take personally is, like I always say, it's better us than them, bro. So if you do have the opportunity, if you have family in Braddock, I don't know, and they don't know what to do and they're looking to even sell their property, it's better to sell it to you than to somebody else. Exactly. So I would definitely say to tap in with the people around in the community. There's all types of different methods to go. Door knocking, cold calling, Cold calling is when you call people that own their house and see if they want to sell it. Door knocking is you knock on somebody's door and see if they want to sell their house. I've done all of the above to find deals. So I would say that's the best thing to do right now.
So how do you gather? You said cold calling?
Yeah.
Like, is there a certain outlet that you go online and like have that information? Like, okay, this person owns their house. I can give them a call. Or like,
so there is. That's a part of my mentorship. But
okay,
what I can say is, what I can give up is there's a free site called True People Search. Mm-hmm. And say, for example, you ride past a house and you see that it's abandoned. You can go on True People Search, type in the address, and literally the person who owns it or has any contacts with the address will come up, their full name, phone number, everything.
So that's great information. So I think this was probably like 2016. I was watching this interview. You know who Dr. Umar is? All right, you tapped in. So he was speaking
100%. That's good and bad. Yeah, I'm tapped in though.
He was talking about, I don't remember specifically verbatim what he said, but it was like the 4 essentials that make a community as far as like property or businesses. So it was hospital, bank, grocery store, and a school. And I think at that time, I don't know about now, there were no 4 black-owned, you know, as far as those things in an entire community. So we didn't own all 4 of those. Go ahead.
Let me say real quick, bro. The fucking blueprint. My bad.
You cool? The
blueprint for that is the Hill in like the 60s and 70s, bro. Mm-hmm. If you look at that, what that was back then, they literally had everything you just said. Literally, and they still got the bank, Mr. Richard. That's my guy. The Federal Credit Union up there on the Hill. They had schools. They had everything. Like my mom's side of my family is from the Hill. Like my granddad, I talked to him a lot. He literally told me they didn't have to leave the Hill for nothing. Stores, everything you needed. Grocery store, hospital.
Money circulates.
Everything. Circulating in the community.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask as far as that question to bounce off of that is like, are you looking to expand beyond well, you've already expanded beyond housing, but like as far as grocery stores and banks and like how would you like do you have that in your future at all?
That's definitely the goal, bro. Like commercial real estate is where my mind is at right now. Like my mind is really on commercial real estate. I've even selling properties to expand to commercial real estate.
How many properties do you have like at this point?
So right now I have 8 properties, but I have 16 units total. So some duplexes, multi-units mixed in there.
That's crazy. Yeah. And you're 25?
24.
24, that's crazy, bro. You're a Virgo, right?
I'm on the cusp. I'm like.
When's your birthday?
September 23rd.
Oh, yeah, you after. I think I'm the last day of Virgo. My birthday's September 21st. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's you said 16?
I'm selling 2 right now, so I got 18, but I'm selling 2, so I'm just gonna say 16.
So how do you manage all? Like, do you have to manage those all at one time?
I have a full-time assistant that does my credit repair tough. And also my real estate.
That's crazy, bro. You're only 24. There's so much information out there, bro. That's for real, bro. I'm like, move. That's tough, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
To only be that young. So I want to get into a segment of the show. It's something you're the first person I've ever incorporated this with, where it's like I ask you a question, one or the other, you pick. You just pick one or the other. And I could probably ask you a question as far as out of the 2 that you pick. So, cash or credit?
Credit.
Why?
Leverage. You can leverage it. You can leverage credit way more than cash. For example, if I only had $100,000 and 0 credit, alright, so if I had money and knew about credit, I would take the money. But if I had money and didn't know about credit, I'd take credit over money. Okay. Because if you just got $100,000, like you see it all the time with people coming out the streets trying to get into investments. One bad investment, you're done. You could lose literally all your money, and you ain't where you gonna go from there if you ain't got no. You know what I mean? So the credit, you could leverage a lot of things from that.
And I see that you do credit repair.
Yes, sir.
How did you come privy to that information and get into that business?
Man, same way I did real estate, bro. It's like through the internet courses, tapped in with somebody through Instagram, and took a course and started doing credit repair, literally.
For the people listening, you can literally do anything. He is out here repairing people's credit at 24 years old, bro. That's crazy. If I had bad credit, I'd ask you to repair mine, but
you doing good.
Cool, yeah.
That's what's up.
Free game or charge for it?
Free game. You give enough free game, they going want to pay. Like my mentorships literally came out of giving free game. Like I didn't I'm gonna do this so I can start a mentorship. Mm-hmm. It was literally like giving so much free game and answering so many people's questions. It's like, bro, I can't keep doing this. Right. Like I just don't have the time to. So that's I feel like you should give free game until they make you.
Right. So as far as, like I said, I also seen on your Instagram the mentoring that you have going on. You helping people get properties. So mentoring, is that something that you had a vision of already doing, or you acquired it where it's like, I have this information and so many people are coming that it's like, well, I'm gonna give it out?
Bro, before I bought my first property, even when I had my first property, I only had one property, because I only had one property for a full year. Like literally for a full year, I just had that property. I didn't move on. So like I was giving everybody the free game, like anybody that would listen, bro. Like I was calling people that probably didn't even give a fuck about real estate, telling them. But like after a while, it just be like too many people to where you gotta charge for your time.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Co-owner or ownership?
It's better to own 10% of a billion than 0% of zero.
That makes sense. Okay. Well, to bounce off of that question, how did you? Well, actually, no. I'll wait till later in the interview. I'll wait. Entrepreneurship or employee?
You gotta align with your goals, man. There ain't no right answer for that. But I feel like everybody can be an investor. Mm-hmm. Even if you are an employee, you should be investing in real estate, stocks, something or other. You shouldn't just be an employee. But entrepreneurship as a whole is not for everybody.
Right.
But investor and being an investor in businesses and real estate is for everybody.
Okay, so working at PNC, you mentioned earlier, it sounded like you was pretty much in corporate.
Yeah, facts.
What's some information that you learned in corporate America that you was able to apply to entrepreneurship?
How important having your documents and your business structure together. Because when I was employed at PNC, I started off as a business consultant and then got promoted to a business loan analyst within like a year. So like whenever I was going through approving people's loans, people getting approved for millions of dollars, literally the difference between getting approved and denied is having your business structure in order.
Okay.
Literally.
So, R&B or hip hop?
Hip hop. I really don't listen to R&B.
You got a favorite hip hop album of all time?
Favorite hip hop album of all time? Something Future. I can't think right now, but something Future.
I respect that. Okay. Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society?
Boys in the Hood. There's lessons in Boys in the Hood.
Every time I think of Boys in the Hood, I think of Lawrence Fishburne, like, can I finish eating? When he asked him for a cut. But what's the lesson you learned from Boys in the Hood?
Man, that having a positive male role model is important in people's life, for real. Okay.
Brown liquor or white?
Both. I'll drink brown liquor and white in the same night.
Oh, wow. We gonna go in the Ember. Ownership, especially of something like this, a full establishment where you got people coming in and out, hundreds of people every week. What's that process like?
Crazy, bro. Crazy. Literally changed my life, like as a whole already, and it's only been 2 months. Literally, May 1st was officially day one, and to now it's July, so 2 months.
2 months, yeah.
Check crazy, bro. I can't even. It's hard to put it in words because it's just been crazy.
So was it like you was here, like having fun? It was just like, yo, let me talk to somebody, or just like how did you even think to like, yo, let me take this step to?
So, no shade to Ember before me, but I'm gonna tell you exactly how I came about, because I can only be real. Mm-hmm. So my birthday in September of 2021, I asked somebody, what is a club that's dead on Saturdays that I could rent out the whole club for real? And they told me Ember. So I was like, all right, bet. Let me call. I order every section. Shit was crazy. Like literally, there's pictures on my Instagram. It was crazy. Literally packed. I never thought about doing no party promotion, nothing. It was just trying to have a good time for my birthday. I didn't get asked them for no money, nothing. I just came, have a good time, spent hella money, left. Months later, Carl, the other owner of Ember, the man, the GOAT, Carl, my guy. I actually met Carl at a real estate event through the Crib Flipper. Mm-hmm. So I was at a real estate event with him. Me and Carl didn't really talk too much. We exchanged Instagrams, you know how stuff goes at those events, keep it moving. But we kept in contact through Instagram. One day we just connected on Instagram, sat down, had a meeting. It made sense to do this, and we did it. Like, it was super organic, bro. Like, there ain't even no
business
rhyme or reason to it. It was just organic.
Okay. What I want to ask you next. Okay, so when you become a co-owner of the club, what's the traction like? Like, are people in and out of here at that point, or is it like, or what did you do to create that? It's a vibe in here every Sunday,
bro.
You know what time it is.
I wish I could tell people what to do, but it's literally like some stuff is like, and I hate to say it because I don't like doing that, but like some stuff you got it or you don't, bro. Mm-hmm. It's like I've always just been a people person. People just always fuck with me. Like since I was a kid, literally, like since I could remember, I always just attracted people.
Right.
And it might have had something to do with going to a lot of different schools, always having to make different friends.
Yep.
Shit like that.
Relationship building.
Yep. So I've always been a relationship person. So yeah, from day one it was cracking.
So what has this club taught you about real estate that maybe a multifamily housing unit or just something you rented out wasn't able to teach you? Like, have you learned any new information since being able to being a co-owner of this?
I've learned politics. That with real estate, when you just own an apartment building, you're not really involved in politics. You don't got to go to meetings, stuff like that, meet with different people in the boroughs, stuff like that. It's not really, you don't have to do that.
Right.
But when you're a club in the community, stuff like that is imperative that you have to do. You have to know who the sheriffs are, stuff like that. So that's what I learned the most.
Okay. How do you separate it's time to have fun and it's time to like handle business? Like, especially owning a club, there's women in out of here drinking on Saturday, Sunday, maybe Friday. Like, when is it? How do you know when it's like, all right, let me lock in?
I really had fun. I mean, I really handled business all the way up until like probably, but I'm in the middle having fun, you know, partying with people. Right. You know, somebody say take a shot with me, cool. All the way up until we shut the door, bro. Like, cause we shut the door probably around like 12-1 to where it's like it's over. After that point, then I could just completely turn up. Like I did the one day I was up on the bar doing all types of wild shit. But like until then, it's all business, bro. Like even if there's a little take a shot in between, I'm right back to making sure everything's handled.
Okay, that's tough. Yeah. Even to be able to keep that focus is like, I got a little bit of liquor in me, but I'm still engaged with the audience, and I'm handling business.
I'm not gonna lie, I come from being in the streets though, bro. Like even if you out and you drunk, you can't just
head on the scene.
Right. Real shit.
So do you have like a goal? It's like, when you in real estate, like I'm pretty sure it's past millionaire. Like what's the goal as far as what you're doing?
Real estate goal is $100,000 passive. Once I reach that, I'll make a new goal, but that's my goal right now.
Is that in a year? Is that monthly?
That's monthly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's monthly. $100,000 monthly.
We're going to talk after this. So was there a point in real estate where it was like things weren't working in your favor? You were kind of like losing money? Like was there a time where it was like, oh shit, like my back's against the wall, I got to figure this out?
A couple times. Bad partnerships. Deals that wasn't all the way the best because like just trying to jump into stuff, you know what I mean, got the money, got the resources, just doing it, stuff like that. So there's been a lot of, not a lot, but a couple cases,
learning experiences
for sure.
Are there like indicators when like this isn't right, like I'm gonna take my time? Like is there certain shit that you look for as far as like how you want to handle your business?
For surely. So as far as deals, that's a whole different podcast to do. But as far as just trusting your gut really, man, and knowing people's intentions, like as far as the partnerships I've been in, knowing people's intentions. Like if somebody's just intentions is flip some money fast, I ain't really trying to deal with that. Like it's a long game. That's the thing about real estate. That's why I said when we first started, you have to have other stuff going on because it's not fast money, but it's for sure money and it's long term and you're gonna be good for the rest of your life, but it's not fast money.
Okay. So we're going to talk about the knowledge, the money, and the credit again, right? Surely. So what piece of advice would you give to the person with credit, the person with knowledge, and then the person with money?
Person with credit, I would say do your best to keep enhancing your credit, get high limit credit cards, take a course to earn the knowledge. Once you earn the knowledge, there's so many people out here with money that don't have knowledge. There's way more people with money that don't have the knowledge than people with knowledge that don't have money. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people with money that just want to get into real estate and they don't have no clue. They're too lazy, just being real, to even learn, and they just want to throw their money and make some money back. Okay. So getting the knowledge and paying your credit and putting the pieces on the board is the most important for real.
Okay. So what information would you give a person with knowledge?
With
I
knowledge,
know the real estate, but my credit fucked up and my money ain't straight.
man, that's a hard thing, because how you got knowledge and you don't got good credit?
So my situation, my mom, most people got a credit card or what's it called? Their name is on the phone bill or the what's it called? The Comcast bill, and it's already tracked. You 18, you should have 500 already. Whereas like my situation was reversed. My mom was billing mine, so when I turned 18, she got me a credit card. She didn't tell me about it. She was paying the bills with it and etc. And paying it back. Obviously, when I got it, it was already at 720. So it's like, how can
if you got knowledge though, bro? I ain't mean to cut you off.
You good?
Because I know exactly what you're talking about. But if you got knowledge, you would have knowledge on how to potentially delete those negative items from your credit report.
Okay.
Like a lot of people have knowledge but not applied knowledge. Like you could watch YouTube and podcasts all day, but what are you applying? So that's really the thing.
Okay.
So yeah.
What would you say is in the future for you?
A big club. A big club.
St. Patrick.
That multi-family real estate, commercial real estate, like big commercial real estate, like 20 plus unit real estate. And yeah, just keep being an impact to people, bro. Like that's really my big thing.
Okay.
Impact.
Okay. I want to close it out with scenario, right? Piece of advice you would give somebody. So this person has 700 credit score.
For sure.
They got credit cards. Let's say they got $40,000 limit on their credit.
Okay, they're doing good.
What is a piece of advice, and what type of real estate would you advise that they get into, and with the situation they're in? Let's say they're making $3,000 a month.
Okay, and they want to get into real estate.
Mm-hmm.
They have a job.
Yeah.
What I would say is, you should first use at least $2,500 of that and pay for courses. $2,500 of that should go to courses.
Okay.
Offer it. You should pay for a course. Tap in, not courses. Tap in with something. That's a big thing that I did that I didn't do on purpose, but I learned was really important to my progression. Tap in with one person. Even if they're not all the way correct, it's better to tap in with one person than to hear from 5, 10 different people and you really don't know which way to go. Tap in with one person you believe in, pay for their course, tap in with them, at least $2,500 of that, working on that. From there, if you said you have a job, so you got pay stubs, you got tax returns, you should do the FHA. You could literally pull that money off your credit cards for the down payment on a house, on a duplex, and be able to take control of a multi-unit building that's going to change your life for forever.
A lot of gems, bro. I appreciate you for coming out, having me in your humble abode. We're in the club right now. This is crazy. We taking shots. This was fun, bro. This was smooth. I really enjoyed this. I do this with all my guests. I want to let you know, bro, I appreciate what you're doing as a person. I acknowledge and I see that you grinding, you working, and you giving out information, and I can only respect that, especially as a young black man. So I wanted to dap you up on that. Okay. To the viewers, thank you for tuning in to episode 6 of Untitled with Mogul Mo. You want to drop your information if you got courses or whatever that you want to, plug in? For surely. Mogul Mo on Instagram, Mogul Mo on Facebook. Well, _ Mogul Mo on Instagram, Mogul Mo on Facebook. My link tree is in my bio. You can tap in. I answer DMs. I answer every DM. Credit repair, mentorship, real estate, everything. Just tap in. Whatever you're looking to do, drop your questions, and I'll figure out what's best for you. You got courses? I do not have a course yet. Working on it. I'll tap in with you when you do. Thank you for coming out. Thank y'all for viewing episode 6 of Untitled. It's a wrap. My boy.